when it comes to living on this planet, there's this thing of always needing to be perfect in society's eyes, always wanting to be perfect in your eyes. And what bothers me is when it comes to society, when it comes to capitalism and patriarchy and hierarchy and racism and all these things that makes this world absolute shit, there's no grace for neurodivergent people. There's no grace for people that have mental illnesses, that might be on the spectrum, that have disabilities when it comes to this world. It's almost as if you're not able-bodied, you're not quote unquote functioning correctly, then you're behind. Then there's no room for you. Then you're ostracized. And that really pisses me off because, for example, when I go to work, I show up every day. I give 100% every day. Even on my bad days, I give 100%. But when there's days where I'm tired, when there's days when I'm mentally exhausted, I'm socially exhausted, I want to relax, I want to recluse, I want to just be able to show up and not do as much. There's no grace there. It's no, okay, you're just having a bad day. It's like, no, I need you to show up. I need you to show out. I need you to be the best. And I feel like when it comes to corporations, when it comes to society in general, we don't ever make room for those people that need a time to relax. They need a time to recollect their thoughts of what's going on or how fast everything is going. In society, everything is moving 100 miles per hour and you're expected to keep up. No matter what aspect of your life it's in, you're expected to keep up every single moment of your entire life and not fail behind. And for a lot of the people that might have physical or mental disabilities, we can't do that. We need a moment or two to take a time to understand what is going on in the room. We need a moment or two to show up like you want us to make it to the finish line just the same as you guys. And I don't know if you care to understand or you don't give a fuck to understand, but it's important because it leaves us neurodivergent people, autistic people, physical disability people stressed out, burnt out, constantly trying to find energy in places that there is no energy. And for a while now, it's catching up to me. It's bothering me because how do you go to somebody that wants you to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and be like, listen, I can't keep up with you because I'm on the spectrum. I can't keep up with you because I have a physical disability or because I'm depressed or I have anxiety or I have this. People don't care. That's the problem in society. People do not care when you say you have depression, when you have anxiety, that, hey, I might need a moment. I need a second. I can't be in large groups of people and function. You know, my workload might not be as great as it was yesterday because yesterday took everything out of me. So I need today to recover. But you know why I can't recover? Because I still had to come into work. I still had to come to this social event. I still had to do whatever it is that's causing me to autopilot mode. It's no grace for the people out there that it takes longer in their days to match somebody that can just get up and go and do it. It takes longer for me to go outside and to function and to do normal, quote unquote, normal day activities that a normal person can do in an hour. What somebody can do shopping and running errands and doing laundry and doing all these things, it takes me a whole day to do it. Because I have to prepare my mind. I have to sit down and recognize what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how long it might take me to do it, if I'm doing it correctly. Not the average person, they have to go through that mentally. The average person will be like, okay, I'm doing laundry. Okay, that's Put the laundry in, that's it, done. Oh, I gotta get groceries? Okay, go get the groceries, done. I gotta go to work, go get the work. No, it's a process for a lot of people. And then the problem is when it comes to mental disabilities and physical disabilities, it's different for every single person. So you might hear that somebody's autistic and think that every single person is the same type of autistic. You might see that somebody's paraplegic and think that every paraplegic that you meet is the same type of paraplegic. And it does not work that way. So because society doesn't want to take the time out and try to learn why we function differently and why we're not a monolith when it comes to mental health and when it comes to physical disabilities, instead of trying to understand it, they just disregard you or say you're lazy or say you're not working hard enough. And it leads to you being fired in situations. It leads to you not being friends to people in situations because you can't explain your personalized mental health disorder or physical disability to them. And the sad part about it is a lot of times when people hear, oh, you're autistic. Okay, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm not even going to have you in the room at all because now you're automatic a liability. So now you have people that might be on the spectrum, that might be dealing with mental health disorders or physical disability disorders, trying to hide it from normal day people in society because they know that once they disclose this information, they might be gone. They might be recluse. They might be ostracized for something they can't control because somebody else doesn't want to learn or understand. I've known so many people. I work with so many people that are on the spectrum of some kind, and you would never know, and they would never tell you because of the toxic workplace environments that are easily cutthroat when you disclose that type of information. I know so many people that they physically harm themselves even more because they're trying to hide their physical disabilities instead of just telling their bosses or telling their coworkers, hey, I need to sit down every 15 minutes for a couple minutes so I can regain my energy. Or I need to take this pill, and they don't want to disclose it because it's like, I don't even want to bother. Like, there's just no grace. There's no kindness. There's no understanding. There's no empathy or compassion when it comes to people that might be neurodivergent, that might be on the spectrum, that might be mentally ill or physically disabled. There's no grace there. It's either you get with the program or you're out. And that's what really pisses me off, is because it's just no room. And you expect us to show up, to give 100, to be the best, to do great. And you don't even want to understand the amount of time and the amount of energy it takes us to get to the point where you want us to be great. And we can't do that shit on a consistent basis. I can't give you 100 every day for 7 days a week. I might can give it to you 4 or 5 maybe. And then the other couple of days is a 60% thing, a 30% thing, a 80% thing. Like, brains do not work the same for a reason. And that's the thing that society needs to understand. Not all brains and bodies are going to function the same way, are going to understand, eat, work, regain energy the same way. It's impossible. But it's very ignorant of the people that are out there that are quote unquote normal society people that aren't willing to understand that. That's the ignorant part about it, is that you're not willing to make room for us that might not be able to give the same performance, give the same energy. And so it leaves a lot of us feeling alone, feeling like we're incompetent, feeling like we can't do the work or that we're less than, feeling insecure about ourselves because we can't show up like society is telling us to show up. When in reality, we're showing up as best as we can possibly show up in our forms, within ourselves, within our minds, within our disabilities.